Our first guest is widely known as a senior Muslim correspondent on The Daily Show, and for years he's entertained us with his searing wit and biting cultural critiques.
And today he's here to tell us all about his new sitcom, Halal in the Family. Aasif Mandvi, welcome to Arise.
How are you?
We're great
nice
now.
Nice to meet you guys.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about what's going on at The Daily Show. Samantha Bee's leaving, Jason Jones is leaving, Jon Stewart's leaving.
Wait, what?
This is breaking news.
Come on. Are you staying? Please tell us you're not leaving.
I've been gone for a long time already. People just don't know it.
No, you haven't.
Well, I've been there mostly part-time for the last year, shooting this HBO series, The Brink, out in LA. So I'm there. I have the best job right now with The Daily Show, which is like I just come in when they need me and then I go, do other stuff. So I'm there, but I'm not there full time.
But why all the turnover with everyone else? Isn't it still one of the best shows on TV?
It is, but I don't know. I mean, people, it's always been a launching pad for people to go off and do other stuff. And, it's that 9-year itch. Me and Oliver and Jones, we all kind of started around the same time. So I imagine that there is a sort of, after about 8-9 years, people, I think, start going like, hey, and look, Oliver went and got his own show on HBO. And he's doing remarkably well. It's so great. I watch the show all the time.
Okay, before we talk about your new show, Trevor Noah is the new host. What do you think?
Wait, what?
Yes.
It's all breaking news.
Wait, what did you ask me?
What do you think, Trevor
What
Noah?
do I think? I think he's great.
And should you have gotten the job? Better question.
It was never even an issue. I have the show on HBO, so that's what I've been doing. And they never came to me. I never came to them about it. But Trevor's smart, funny guy. I've met him a couple of times, and I think he's going to do great. I'm excited for him.
All right, let's talk about Halal in the Family.
Let's talk about it.
We actually have a clip. Let's take a look at that first,
Okay.
and then we'll come back and discuss.
Perfect.
Becoming a successful public figure isn't about changing who you are.
No, I know that, but Wendy said that if I read this speech promising to protect the school from Sharia laws, then I'm a shoo-in.
Who's implementing Sharia law at a high school?
Well, no one, but a vote for Bobby ensures it will stay that way.
Lady, do you even know what Sharia law is?
Okay, here's the thing. I don't, but I do know that it tests through the roof if you say you're against it.
It's great.
We're totally against Sharia law here.
I think most people are.
Exactly.
That was Tarek Trotter from The Roots and Samantha Bee, who make guest appearances on the show. And very excited. It's on Funny or Die right now, funnyordie.com. And we've made 4 5-minute episodes. So they're bite-sized. You can go in, you can watch them, and they're funny. And they also, we really wanted to make something that dealt with anti-Muslim bias, Islamophobia, which is such an issue right now. And we wanted to address those issues using comedy and satire and folding it into this sort of American sitcom parody,
Now, why has it been important for you to use humor to tackle those issues, race, religion, class, gender?
I think it's a great access point for people to get to talk about difficult issues. When you're talking about racism, when you're talking about homophobia, bigotry, whatever it is, like these things are difficult issues to talk about, and humor allows, I think, people to laugh and also sort of go like, oh, I never thought about it that way, or I've never even thought about that at all. Let me think. And if we can just invoke a conversation, I think that's a job well done for us. If we can. So.
All in the Family did it really well in the 70s.
Exactly.
So are you hoping that this does Halal?
Halal in the Family is an homage to All in the Family, which was taking on social and cultural issues back in the 70s, about race, about all that kind of stuff. And so we wanted to do something that was in that vein and dealing with the specific, stuff about American Muslims today and what American Muslims deal with.
Are you the Muslim Norman Lear?
Norman Lear actually has seen these episodes, and he gave us money in our Indiegogo campaign.
Really?
We did a crowdfunding thing to get these made, and Norman Lear actually helped us out, and he's been a big fan and a supporter of the show.
So you are the Muslim Norman Lear.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm really honored to have him, give us a thumbs up on this.
Definitely.
So-
huge.
Now I have to read a quote because you've been self-described as a, quote, Hindu Muslim British American actor who has spent more time in bars than mosque over the last few decades.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? How devout are you exactly?
I'm not. That's what I mean, look, I identify with Islam in the way a lot of Muslims do. I think culturally, and my family is Muslim, and I grew up in a Muslim family. Am I a devout religious practitioner? No, probably not. But I feel like this transcends kind of like what God you pray to. It's more about like a cultural identity. It's also more about just what we're taking on here is really just racism, which whether Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, or just plain old racism, it's all the same, and it comes from the same place, which is fear, misinformation, and fear-mongering among politicians, the media, stuff like that. So that's what we're trying to address here,
Now, in your book, you joke about your father moving the family here because of brunch.
He did. He came to
Literally?
America. He came to America because he heard about brunch. Well, he didn't hear about it. When he came to America, someone took him out for brunch, and he was like, "This is the greatest thing in the world." And he called us, and I grew up in England. We were all living in England, and he said, "In America, they have so much food that between breakfast and lunch, they have another meal. They have to stop, they have to eat again. Brunch! Unbelievable, $7.95, all you can eat." And it was like, it was the 80s. So, but he was like, "We are moving to this country."
That was it.
It was that and Coke floats. Like, those are the two things.
Very important.
Coke floats were like, and he was like, "I'm coming, this is it. This is the land of opportunity and plenty."
That's great.
Yeah.
So once you got here, what did you think of all this food, and what was it like growing up Muslim in America?
It was great up until September 11th.
Yeah. That changed a few
Then
things.
things changed a little bit,
Yeah.
But it also, was an opportunity, I think, to educate people and to, I mean, look, I'm an actor, I was doing theater and movies and stuff, and then September 11th happened, I got on The Daily Show, and I suddenly felt like I was out there speaking in the zeitgeist about things regarding my cultural identity and regarding my religious heritage that I had never anticipated talking about. But it became something that felt necessary because, when I got on The Daily Show and I started doing stories from the Middle East or about the war in the Middle East, and I would have Indians, South Asians, and then Muslims and Arab Americans coming up to me and being like, thank you for talking about that. And I realized, there's an underrepresented voice in the media and in the culture at large around these issues, and a point of view that just doesn't exist in the media. And I felt like, that was important.
Represent for the brown people.
Kind of
Wait,
like
so
that,
do you still get racially profiled at a lot of airports, especially, or does a celebrity offset your ethnicity?
I think the celebrity offsets it a little bit.
Okay.
Like I used to be that years ago. I did this movie called The Siege, where I actually played a terrorist.
I remember that
Do you
movie.
remember that movie?
With Annette Bening.
With Denzel,
and
right?
Denzel, yeah, of course.
So
that was
I would get like the woman would be patting me down, and then she'd be like, "You played a terrorist in that movie, right?" And I'd be like, "In the movie, people, in the movie, just in the movie. That's it, So, but I'm very fortunate now. I don't get hassled, but I know people who do, and that's that's what this is for, really.
So what's next for you?
So next is actually The Brink, which is this HBO series that I did with Jack Black, Tim Robbins, Pablo Schreiber, Carla Gugino, John Larroquette. It's got a hilarious, funny cast, and it's a geopolitical comedy which takes one global crisis through 10 episodes, seen through 3 departments of U.S. government, and it's funny, actually. It doesn't sound funny, but it is. It's like if Homeland or 24 was a comedy, it would be The Brink.
Right. All you need is that cast, and trust me, it'll be funny.
It'll be good. It's good. It's dark, and it's also very pointed. It definitely takes a shot at everyone. So it's good.
I love that.
Aasif, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here.
Thank
Keep
you.
representing for the brown people.
All right.
We really appreciate your work, my friend.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Brunch. Who knew brunch?
Brunch.
Let's do brunch together, all right?
Yeah.
And we'll be right
Do it.
back with
All
more
right.
Rise 360.